Okay, 16th of January, Sunday. I'm just editing my video. I had a couple of stickers. That one's from Chris. He's in the province west of me, in Saskatchewan. Just one guy, Metalworks. I do recommend you watch his channel. Go back to the start where he acquired his Atlas lathe that had no power feed or nothing. And he manufactured a milling slide for it and everything, and he eventually cut the gears on it to make his power feed for his lathe. The other one is from Stevie GTR, and Stevie, I have sent your sticker. If it hasn't come by the end of January, let me know again and I will send another one. And if you want one of my stickers, anybody, in my shop now at gmail.com, because I've only sent 4 out, so I've still got 999,996, because I printed 1 million. And as you can see, I've had a change round my office space in my shop. I've made another bit of space on my desk here because I sold that one of the rotary tables and I've bought one of them, and that's on its way. Should have that by the middle of February. Bought it off eBay. It's the G-Tech A10T. It's a 3-filament 3D printer, and I bought it off eBay. And this is the guy I bought it off, Tenabo, and he wanted 435 Canadian for it, with 37 shipping, and I offered him, I think it was 375 Canadian, and he came back and counter offered, and he offered me it for 388 Canadian. The shipping price went up by what looks like 17 cents. I can't figure that out, but yeah, so I've got that for, well, as you can see, a difference of $47. I got it cheaper, and $37 shipping to Canada from eBay, so I'm happy with that. And that's the model I'm buying, the G-Tech A10T, if you want to Google it. I'm looking forward to that because I've wanted a 3D printer for a long time. Anyway, on this video is some weather from last week, the snowstorm and everything that we had, and we've got another one coming tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. Christmas, my daughter bought me an ER32 Moss Taper 3 collet chuck for my mill. She also bought me a Scotch-Brite block, which I can now adapt to put on the cheap $10 grinder I bought. And all of them bought me one of these. This is the PM Research #1 model. This is the one that Quinn made, Blondie Hacks. Now, I don't think I'm up to a standard to actually start this yet, but yeah, it's the full casting kit. And I am really looking forward to making this. Once I get a few more tools and a bit more confidence to take on the accuracy that one of these demands. I mean, ideally I'd love a DRO, but I ordered one for my lathe, and it was on AliExpress and the time ran out, and I got in touch with them and they refunded me. I got my money back. And this here is a top slide off my lathe, because the tool post, quick change tool post holder, I'm having to adapt it, and I'll do a totally new video on this because this is the one that came with the lathe, which is totally rubbish. And now my tool holders are still sitting here. I haven't cleaned them up yet, I haven't shined them. I've got the screws to hold the tools, but I still haven't got the 30mm M8 grub screws where the grub screw goes in. So it's still sitting there. I'm gonna probably, I've got some bolts out of my shop. I'm probably gonna turn them down to 8mm M8 and make them. And yeah, so this is where I am. There's the tool holders that came with my tool post. And yeah, crap all over my bench as usual. And yeah, I know that if I have coolant and I use it on my mill, it'll save the tools. I've got a couple of miscoolant attachments, but I haven't powered up my air compressor yet, and I'm going to have to go and buy the fluid to put in the miscoolant. But it's like $60 for a 1 gallon tub. And a 1 gallon tub, it's a mix of 50 to 1, and I'm trying to find somebody that wants to go shares on a tub on Hobby Metal Workers site, but no luck so far. Anyway, I've got crap loads going on, but I thought I'd just put this on the front of my video, just so you know. That's it, it's 16th of January, and this is me right now in the process of editing my videos. This one is being edited right now, and just for your information, the video I uploaded the other day, I know it was 40 minutes and I apologize, but with my internet now, I really don't care. That video is a 40-minute video. It's in 1080p and it took 1 hour and 5 minutes to upload. So, you know, this internet is not slow, it is blazing fast. And I've got my TV, 30-inch TV above my monitor, and I've got it connected through the HDMI. And then I'm going to bring down I've got another iMac, a 21-inch iMac that I've had for about 8 or 9 years. I'm going to put that there, and I shall sit the printer next to that, the 3D printer. Anyway, that's it. The video is all chopped and knocked up. There's a bit of snow footage in there for you, and enjoy it. Take care, everyone. So to give you a quick look out, there's my Starlink dish. I just parked it there for now. You can see the icicles on it where the snow's melted off. We had a snowstorm last night again. Well, not a storm. The rabbit's been eating the food near the bird feeder. And trail there, the deer's been. Thank God I don't have to clean this snow anymore. Pay my neighbour to do it. $300. It's about 225 US. Oh, there's the dishwasher, and he comes after every snowstorm. And this time it'll be his 4th time this year, so I'm getting my money's worth. Just hoping my bees are still okay. Still going to go out and check at the minute. It's about -30. Let's have a look on the deck. Yep. There's the patio chair, as you can see. Little table. It's our gazebo frame. Obviously we take the cover off. There's the table. There must be 18, 20 inches of snow on there. A lot of it's blown off because we've had some good winds as well. You can see the tracks, there's deer under all over. We feed them, we put out deer corn for them. And it's not over yet. It's only the 8th of January. I think we're probably going to get some more snow today. It was snowing overnight and it's stopped right now. We'll see. Alright, so the next part of the project is to cut the dovetails. And I've done all the measurements and I've got all my stops set up on the left and right on the mill. Just give that a little top down. And then what I'm doing is I just wind it across. I'm just checking by eye. Now I'll lock that down. Everything's locked down. I'm just going to wind down until I get a touch on here, and then I'll skim across, and then I'll start moving in and I'll cut my dovetails. And the first few cuts I'll do it 1mm depth. Then obviously as I get deeper into the dovetail I'll then reduce it to 0.25 of a millimetre. Well, I'll go from 1mm to 0.5 millimetre to 0.25 the deeper I get into the cut, because it obviously removes material, and I'm trying to make my dovetail cut to last. Anyway, get myself a bit of oil on there. And that's cleaned that up nicely. So I'll keep the tool now locked at that height. And we'll start cutting the dovetail. I'm running at 600 RPM because it's comfortable. I don't know the feeds and speeds, but I've been messing about, and yeah, the cutter likes this speed.
1.5 mil cup.
Quick look. It doesn't look too bad. So we'll come back and then I'll reduce the cuts. I'll do 1/2 mil cuts. Get a feel for it, you can feel the vibrations on the handle. And for the first, until you get the cutter into the part, it vibrates. And you can hear it. And you hear the noise change when you're in the part. You just take it nice and easy at the start. Once the cutter's fully engaged, you put a steady wind on it. Looking nice. Now I'm going to drop the cut down to 0.25 of a millimetre. No point in going crazy. reached the left hand stop, and what I'm going to do now is do the right hand stop, and then I'll do a measurement and see how much I need to take off each side. I've just got the stops in place just so I don't go too far, and then I'll do a measurement on a tool that I've got, one of my one of the tools that came with the tool cutter. So I've got a tool here that came with the quick change tool post, and what I'll do is I've got a couple of pieces of printer rod, they're both the same size, and I'll do the measurement in between, and then I'll also measure from each edge to see the difference and see how much I've got to take off each side to finish the tool. So I'm going to move across now. I'll be feeling back this way on the tool. We'll get some oil on it. Get the tool a little clean. And then again, I just do it by eye, looking down underneath. I haven't adjusted the height, so I'll be skimming off at the same height right across the back of the tool now.
Do one more cut. Now I'll do half more cuts.
So what we'll do now is we'll have a measure and see where we're at. And what I've got here is 2 pieces of rod from the same bit of printer rod, and I'll measure the gap in between. .4, got it, 26.56. So I'll do the same again. 26.48 on here. I'll do the same again on my little two. And we're at 25.52. So I need 0.5 millimetre off each side. Starting to get a lot of vibration now. I think my tool might be getting blunt. So give it another test. Yeah, and I think that did it. So we'll get this all out the way. So there we are. One nice dovetail. Slips on the tool post nicely. Locks up. Not bad for a beginner. And now I've got to cut the slot in for the tool and do some drilling, but I don't think I'm going to show you that, because that's just drilling and tapping holes. Let's see, I've actually made 12 of them. And that's the one we've just finished. Not too shabby. Works for me. And I was really concerned I was going to break that, and I ordered 2 of them, but I didn't break one. And so far I've cut all of them, all 12 of them. The big one on the bottom left there is for me 16mm tool. A lot of cleaning up to do. I've still got to put the slot in for the tools themselves, and a lot of drilling and tapping, but I won't show you that. Just wanted to show you the fruits of my labour. And that's my quick change tool posts, tool holders. And I'm very pleased with them. Now, I don't know, do they need to be hardened? Because I have no means of hardening these right now. And blackened, I don't have any blackening solution. So I'm probably just going to polish them up and leave them shiny. And I'll use this on them. It's a tax-free lubricant that we get here. I don't know where else you get it, but it was about $12 for the can. And I'll just put it in a Ziploc bag with a rag, the fluid, and give them all a coat. Once I've polished them all up and deburred them, there's a lot of work to do still. Anyway, that was me making the tool holders for my quick change tool post for my lathe, and then I'll be using that thing a lot more because I won't have to mess about changing tools each time, which is a pain in the ass. Anyway, thanks for watching. So I'm just going to show you my setup, what I've got here. So I've got my tool holder in the vise and I've got a stop here. And I've set this stop at 14mm from the end of the vise. And what I'm doing is put my first tool in, bring it up level with the vise, tighten it, and then I drill it, spot drill it. And then I loosen the vise and I move it along to the 14mm, and that puts the second hole smack on centre. I've set it up centre each way. I use my edge finder and I'm all squaring about. There's my little diagram with all my mathematics and everything on it. It was quite a task. I had to do it on graph paper because I couldn't divide it properly in my head. And I've got this here. I got it in a bag of crap. And it's some kind of spotting drill. But it's got two different angled ends on it, as you can see. Anyway, I'm using this end and it's worked fine. I got it in a bag of crap at a garage sale, but it's alright and it works. Anyway, I won't show you that, I'm just showing you my setup, how I do it. So I drill the first hole level with the end of the vise, and then I move it along and I drill the second hole, and then I do them all like that. Now I did want to just flip it round in the vise and put a spacer in, but because these are not all exactly the same thickness, as like some have got 1/2 mm difference in it, it's thrown my centre line off. So once I've drilled this side, spotted this side on all of them, I'm then going to switch to the drill and drill all of them. I'll then tap all of them. I'll then move this setup to the other end and I'll do the same again. But I'm not going to show you that, it's just drilling and tapping, and I've got 48 holes to drill and tap. 48? 4 12s? Yeah, 48. I've made 12 tool holders, so I've got 48 holes to do. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that, how I've set it up. There's my graph. It's got spots of oil on it. I had it on my bloody milling machine 20 minutes or so before I remembered to put the plastic cover on it. But there you go. I drew it double the size on here because my eyes aren't that good and I couldn't count the little bloody squares on the graph paper. And I used my magnifying glass and I got it on here. Just ignore, I don't know if you've picked it up, but that centre line there is not right. It was 2 millimeters out when I finally got it sorted, but I didn't follow that. Don't worry, I have got that hole there in the centre in the correct position. So like I say, all I've got to do now is spot drill all 4 holes on each holder, drill all 4 holes and then tap all 4 holes. 12 tool holders to do. So I'm probably going to bring you back when I get a bit later on in the stage, because I still, like I say, I still haven't got my hardware for these, but I am going to need a knurled thumb wheel nut for this, and I'm probably going to have to make them. So that'll be a job on the lathe. Anyway, catch you later. And this has taken bloody ages.
£2.91, please. Oh, you've had a gorgeous day. Sarah and Gareth have been on. They're travelling from Brixham in Devon to Hadfield in Derbyshire to spend the weekend with family. Enjoy all of that. Dan Palmer in Yeovil says big Christmas hello to the Reach Education team in